coming up on Focal Point.
Get ready to spice things up for a good cause. Join me at the first annual Spicy Bowls for Strong Souls Chili Cook-Off, where the heat's not just in the kitchen.
Find out what tote bags have to do with voting.
Normally these seats are filled with hundreds of people, but the Lugnuts have opened up their stadium for a special event for fans to get on the field. Find out what on Focal Point.
Hi, I'm Tom Izzo, and you're watching Focal Point News.
All this and more, Focal Point starts right now.
Good morning. Today's September 27th, and welcome to Focal Point News. I'm Rachel Fulton.
And I'm Micaiah Lawrence. On today's edition of Focal Point,
Sister Cindy made her appearance on campus, and a look into how women are making a difference in mid-Michigan for nonprofit organizations.
And news from Florida and Hurricane Helene. Kenzie Terpstra has the latest information. Focal Point starts now.
For our first story, we're going to focus on the Michigan legislature increasing minimum wage and phasing out the tip credit for all workers. More money may sound like a good thing, but workers in one industry in particular are upset. Focal Point's Ethan Hunter is live from Lou and Harry's in downtown East Lansing and spoke to servers from around the state. Ethan?
Thanks. You're absolutely right, guys. Higher minimum wage does sound like a good idea, but everybody that I've talked to in the restaurant industry is against this issue in particular. We're here at the capital of the restaurant industry as far as East Lansing's concerned, on Grand River in front of Lou and Harry's, where you can see here in the window a sign for Capital Day by Save My Tips. But who is Save My Tips, and why are both workers and managers on the side of it? Well, I talked to them to find out.
Thank you for calling Lou and Harry's on Grand River. This is Jack speaking. How can I help you?
Jack Stoliker is like any other college student. When he's not in class, he's working.
Yeah, what was the name on the debit card?
He serves drinks and meals at one of East Lansing's most popular stops. But he knows his future here is being threatened by decisions made here, right down the street at the state capitol.
Our customers are paying us way more than our employers could, which is why not only do they not want to have to pay us this fixed rate, but we also don't want that either because we're not making any of that money.
Everyone at Lou and Harry's lives on tips, but a recent Michigan court ruling decided the tip credit, where restaurants can pay less to employees, will be phased out. They're worried this will mean less tips, drastically lowering their income.
Like, it's not just the bartenders. We have the cooks, the door guys, the servers, everybody. Like, it takes everybody to make this place run. So, and the tips are the big part that keeps everybody here, not just the bartenders.
Servers are good people. They'll come to your table and ask if there's anything you need with a smile on their face. Today, though, they came to the Capitol to tell legislators what they need.
Save my tips! Save my tips!
The group is called Save My Tips, and they brought hundreds to the Capitol to share their perspective.
We like being in sales, you know, because we have flexible hours and we can make good money. The better we are, the more money we can make.
Brandon works at a small restaurant on the west side of the state.
Out of the 1 to 5 restaurants that will close, most of them will be mom and pop shops.
He's scared that if they had to pay more in wages, they'd shut down.
The people who are making these decisions are the same people who have never worked a day in a restaurant. So that's why I know that there's a lot of hype with at least the bartenders that work in East Lansing and within the industry.
The tip credit will start to be phased out in February, unless Michigan servers can save their tips.
All right, sounds good. All right, bye.
As you can see, we're here inside Lou and Harry's now, where the lunch rush is just beginning. We got a couple of guys ordering some sandwiches here, but I think it'll pick up in a little bit. The workers are getting ready for it too, though. And we've been through it a couple times. Why is everybody so passionate about this? Well, most people in the restaurant industry make far more than minimum wage with tips. And with the phasing out of that tip credit, they're scared that tips are going to start coming in less, and they're going to be moved back down towards that minimum wage level. But for now, I'm probably going to get a burger. So, Micaiah, Rachel, let me know if you want anything. For now, though, back to you.
Thank you so much, Ethan. We'll keep you updated as this issue progresses, but currently the minimum wage and tip credit will raise in February. The servers are not done making their voices heard until then.
In the meantime, with Election Day approaching, organizations are doing their part to encourage turnout. To celebrate National Voter Registration Day, the Broad Art Museum held a special event combining art and voting in a unique way. Focal Point's Nora Fleming shows us how these two things were combined in a wearable way.
It takes a bit of ink, prints really well on like clothes and fabrics.
A squeegee.
I'm just gonna get into all the nooks and crannies of our design here.
And free tote bags.
Oh my gosh, that looks great.
All to encourage student voter registration.
So the Votes for Totes event is run by MSU in partnership with their student voter organization, MSU Votes.
Students design their own tote bags with voting-inspired art.
It is essentially a design that basically is spreading the word and getting folks out to vote.
Kristen McCool, educator for student engagement, said student creatives at the Broad Museum have been planning this event since last year.
Voting was something that was really important to them.
And a screen-printed tote bag was the perfect canvas for the message.
3, 2, 1. Oh, that's perfect.
This all comes from Brennan Spears' head.
Just getting people involved in the process is just really cool.
We're giving out lots of free goodies that students like.
Sarah Reinhart, External Affairs Director for the Secretary of State, has been handing out t-shirts to students on 5 different campuses. And there's a clear favorite.
Because the werewolf just really exudes like strength of our democracy.
These bags, postcards, and pins serve as a reminder to students to get out and vote this November.
The museum has more voting events planned, and the Secretary of State will be back on campus with more t-shirts.
So just get out to vote, go vote. Really cool. It's important.
All in hopes that art will get students excited about voting. In East Lansing, Nora Fleming, Focal Point News.
What a fun way to combine creativity with an important part of election season. To learn more about other voting-related events the museum is hosting, go to their Instagram at MSU Broad. For more information on voter registration, visit the Michigan Secretary of State website.
It's been 16 years since Michigan first legalized medical marijuana in 2008. For this Lansing local, the early industry was not forgiving due to unexpected setbacks and hurdles. But now, years later, redemption is within reach. Focal Point's Kenzie Terpstra shares her story with us.
Ryan Basor wants to give back.
Help people that are going through things like I went
through events like this.
Yeah, so we're calling it the jail and bail.
For Ryan, the road to redemption is personal.
And I wasn't going to give up and to get out and to come back and do the thing.
And it all started 16 years ago.
I opened up the second dispensary in Lansing, first one on Michigan Avenue called Capital City Caregivers. And at the same time, I set up a caregiver grow in Okemos, Michigan with some family and friends.
The business of selling cannabis in Michigan took a huge toll on Ryan early in his career.
And December 1st, 2010, I got raided at the caregiver grow by the state police, the DEA, the ATF, the FBI, and the National Guard.
Their facilities were raided twice while operating under Michigan's medical marijuana initiative.
I was shocked. I thought I was doing what's legal.
Then,
December of 2012, they indicted 7 of us.
Ryan spent 2.5 years in federal prison. He knew he wanted to help others facing similar situations.
I got back out and got right back into Am I Legalized?
So he started the Redemption Foundation.
We give grants to groups that are doing the work that we believe in or need help, or individuals that have been affected by cannabis.
Redemption has a large presence in Lansing, which is part of the reason why the event was held right here in East Lansing.
This is the jail and bail.
People are coming, they can donate and come, or people are getting arrested, asking people to bail her out.
3 local nonprofits will benefit from the money raised today.
We expect to raise $12,000 to $15,000.
Ryan knows it's been a long road to get here.
That's what redemption is. It's the fact that, what I was doing was right. I was on the right side of history.
And others are rallying for the same cause.
Everybody wants a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance. Everybody needs a second chance.
In East Lansing, Kenzie Terpstra, Focal Point News.
The Redemption Foundation hosts events all throughout the year. For more information on the foundation and ways to get involved, visit theredemptionfoundation.org.
The Greater Lansing area has nonprofit organizations for almost anything you can imagine. Some focus on animals, while others focus on social justice. A group of women in Lansing has taken it upon themselves to help as many of these organizations as possible, and they've managed to reach huge donation milestones. Focal Point's Karina Prieto shows the big hearts of these 100-plus women.
This evening is filled with laughter and hope. But it's not just any ladies' night out, it's 100 women making a difference.
You know, you just have to speak from your heart.
They're called the Greater Lansing 100 Women Who Care. 4 times a year, they meet to help local charities.
To channel their grief and anger over the drive-by shooting and death of their 23-year-old son, Mikey.
The group meets, votes, and picks.
The majority of votes tonight is the Mikey 23 Foundation. Wow.
The group chose the Mikey 23 Foundation, a charity that aims to reduce gun violence in the Lansing area.
And to have the women of Greater Lansing, many of the women of Greater Lansing, decide that this is something that they really want to support with their pocketbooks as well as their hearts.
And at each meeting,
and we ask each member to write a $100 check payable directly to that charity.
Those checks have added up over the years.
This marks our $1 million celebration. After tonight, we will have donated actually over $1 million.
The $1 million donation celebration was held here at the University Club, but the impact of that $1 million reaches much farther into the community. To places like Cristo Rey Community Center, who received the group's donation in June of 2023.
And organizations like the Davies Project.
As we make sure that seriously ill children have free rides back and forth to all of their medical appointments.
The Davies Project was the chosen charity last September.
Your funds helped us to really recruit more drivers. In 2023, we had an average of 32 drivers working with us per month. That has jumped to 44 in 2024, and that is thanks to you.
And the women aren't done yet. With more than 200 members now, they are ready to donate the next $20,000 to another local charity at their next meeting.
We are so excited.
It'll be incredible.
In Lansing, Karina Prieto, Focal Point News.
It's amazing what they're doing. Greater Lansing 100 Women Who Care has donated more than 50 organizations since they started back in 2010. If you want to get involved, head over to their website, greaterlansing100womenwhocare.com.
Over the weekend, the community turned up the heat at the Spicy Bowls for Strong Souls Chili Cook-Off at Hope Sports Complex in Lansing. This event raised money for 2 local nonprofits, Twigs and the Mark Advocacy Group, while cooking some delicious chili. Focal Point's Charlotte Turbrack joins 2 women to see what these nonprofits are all about.
Your team beans or no beans?
Ooh. It's a Texas-style bowl of Texas bread.
One thing's for sure, these pots were full of flavor and heart. It's called the Spicy Bowls for Strong Souls, a chili cook-off that brought the heat and the competition for a red-hot cause.
It's a beautiful day, it's a good event for the community, and either way, you can't go wrong. So it's worth the time and effort, and we enjoy it.
Over 9 sponsors came together this weekend to help keep bowls full and faces happy, all to help those in the community. See, now this event is not only serving up some amazing food, but these restaurants are cooking up for an amazing cause. Marcy Zepka and Beth Reed are raising awareness for their nonprofit organizations right here in East Lansing. It's called Twigs and Mark Advocacy Group. Twigs, led by Beth Reed, and Mark Advocacy Group, led by Marcy Zepka, strive to help people on a personal level.
My nonprofit is Twigs to Work in Grateful Service. We help cancer patients with everyday tasks. So we do rides to appointments, housekeeping, yard care, and errand runs. I started it in honor of my mom, who I lost to pancreatic cancer, and she had that kind of support when she was going through her battle, and often wondered what happens when people don't have that kind of support.
While Beth and Twigs are doing their part in helping those with everyday tasks, Marcy Zepka and the Mark Advocacy Group are fighting for support, ensuring that people with chronic diseases have the self-advocacy they need to take control of their lives.
I am Marcy Zepka, the executive and founder of Mark Advocacy Group. We advocate for people who are walking through the medical journey who have chronic diseases such as kidney disease, diabetes, heart disease. We teach them things on how to self-advocate work with them on how to handle their insurance, their nutrition, their diet, everything like that I call the administrative work of having a chronic illness. I myself have stage 3 kidney disease, and it does take a village to help you get through a disease like this.
Both of these women are creating a better today by helping people take action of their own lives and have an overall better life.
Being your own captain of your own team, that is what's going to get you through a chronic disease. And you need to know that you are in the driver's seat, and it's all up to you, and it's nobody else's life. I tell people to live with the disease, not live in it. It is so important to have the right attitude and right team and right support, and that's what we're here to provide.
Spicy bowls, strong souls, and even stronger communities. In East Lansing, I'm Charlotte Turbrack, Focal Point News.
Wow, that chili looks great. To learn more information or get involved with these two organizations, you can find more information at twigsinc.org and markadvocacygroup.org.
So nationally, it looks like here in Michigan, we're going to feel some of Hurricane Helene's rain. Of course, we'll have nothing like what Floridians are going through today. Kenzie Terpstra is live with us at the weather wall to give us some more answers to what's going on with the weather. Kenzie?
That's right, Micaiah. Over 2 million people in the southeast are without power this morning due to Hurricane Helene. More than 140 counties more than 20 counties along Florida's Gulf Coast issued mandatory evacuation orders this week. Helene was a Category 4 hurricane when she made landfall in Florida's Big Bend last night. The storm is the strongest hurricane on record to hit the Big Bend, and there have already been over 100 water rescues due to the flooding. Helene is moving through northeast through Georgia on track to pass through Atlanta around 11 a.m. Eastern this morning. Helene will continue her path north into Tennessee and Kentucky with strong winds and flooding. The Midwest is expected to have scattered showers this weekend as the storm system continues to break down. We'll keep you updated on Hurricane Helene as new information is available. For now, let's take a look at our national temperatures. The Northeast is experiencing warm temperatures with Washington, D.C., New York City, and Buffalo all sitting around 75 degrees. As we move further south, temperatures climb higher with 80 degrees in Charlotte and 89 in Jacksonville. The West Coast is slightly warmer, but as you move inland, it's getting pretty toasty. A high of 112 is expected today in Phoenix, and Vegas isn't far behind at 104. Switching to our regional map, the Great Lakes region is sitting right around 74 degrees in areas such as St. Louis and Chicago. Minneapolis is expected to be the warmest city in the Midwest region today, reaching a high of 83. Temperatures continue to climb as you move west towards Omaha. Here we have the 7-day outlook for East Lansing. As I mentioned earlier, we're expecting some scattered rain Saturday due to Hurricane Helene. Don't worry though, the rain should clear up in time for the Spartans' home game against the Ohio State Buckeyes. It'll be a comfortable 68 degrees at 7:30, just in time for kickoff. The sun will make a comeback Sunday afternoon and will be here to stay throughout the rest of the week. Monday is looking to be a high of 77 before Tuesday drops us back to the upper 60s. We'll wrap up the week with mild temperatures in the low 70s on Thursday and Friday. Now, I know we live in Michigan and can go through 3 seasons in just one day, but I'm fairly confident in saying it's fall, y'all. Rachel, Micaiah, back to you.
Thank you so much, Kenzie. Fingers crossed that it's almost time to break out those sweatshirts for good.
And I know I cannot wait. Coming up on Focal Point, celebrities in East Lansing.
A new look for game day food and football.
And some excitement and creativity with sports coming up after the break.
It's coast to coast. 18 of the country's most iconic universities. It's 110,000 people going berserk in a whiteout big. It's Defend the Rock, Jump Around, and the biggest bass drum on earth big. It's a stadium so big.
They had to name it the Big House. Go Blue.
It's dotting the I big.
Let's go Bucks.
It's all-time leading scorer big. It's Husker Tunnel Walk big. And Paul Bunyan's Axe big. It's Rutgers Rock, Fear the Turtle, Oski Wow Wow, and Sparty doing big Sparty things. It's red, scarlet, maroon, cardinal, purple, green, black, yellow, gold, orange, and any other color under the sun big. And now that USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington have joined the party, it's feeling real big. Right, Matt?
I'm ready. Fight on. Boys up, baby.
Let's get it. Go Dogs.
Nah, it's all about the O.
And where can you catch more sports, games, matches, hits, goals, saves, aces, buzzer beaters, sprints, spikes, putts, pins, vaults, dives, and touchdowns every Big Ten season? The Big Ten Network. This is big.
Welcome back to Focal Point News. As the school year unfolds, Michigan State University is not just celebrating the season, but also embracing exciting changes, with head football coach Jonathan Smith at the helm, and from his dynamic leadership on the field to a brand new venue for his radio show. There's a lot to explore. Let's take a closer look. Saturdays on a college campus means football in this stadium. But this isn't the only place to watch. Saturday at One North Kitchen and Bar means football on the screens. But Wednesdays in the restaurant means the real coach steps in. He's not here to eat, he's here to talk.
We're live at One North Kitchen and Bar on Saginaw and Lansing.
It's Michigan State University's boss, Jonathan Smith, and this is his weekly radio show.
I've always appreciated kind of competitors.
With a little change.
Bounce back.
We are currently undergoing a major renovation of our East Lansing location.
Sudden change in football sometimes can be very, very difficult.
This is a new location for the coaches show, but tradition is still here.
I've been broadcasting Michigan State football games since 1971, believe it or not. So Duffy Doherty was coaching then.
You heard that right. No matter the location, George Blaha has hosted for over half a century.
The same Spartan faithful and that great green and white feeling. So I enjoy being with these people. They're great fans.
What usually broadcasts live right here at One North Kitchen and Bar all starts right over here at the Spartan Media Network.
All the coaches shows are broadcasted on the radio stations in town. We have a great partnership over there, so you can listen to them all on WJIM. But if you're not in the area, you can always listen online, msuspartans.com/watch. We're trying to be accessible for everybody, whether you're in town or out of town, or of course you can always come join us at the restaurant.
For fans who would rather sit in the comfort of a restaurant instead of braving the elements in the bleachers, this might be your spot, not only on Saturdays, but on Wednesdays too. In Lansing, Rachel Fulton, Focal Point News. Exciting times indeed ahead for Spartan fans. With Coach Smith leading the charge, the future looks bright for MSU football. We'll take a closer look at this week's Spartan sports later in the show. Millions of people tuned in to the Olympics this year and witnessed breakdancing on the international level for the first time. Lucky for MSU students, they don't have to travel to France to see high-level breaking. Jordan Wilcox spent time with MSU's own breakdancing club right here on campus.
Popping, locking, and breaking. The Michigan State University's Breaking Club spends their Tuesday evenings learning new moves, performing, and building community.
Breaking Club is just a place where we can learn about hip-hop, the hip-hop community, where it originated from, like all the history behind it, as well as having a lot of fun and like learning how to dance, because a lot of these students don't have experience in dance at all.
Founded in 2015, the MSU Breaking Club welcomes students from all ages and levels to learn the art of breaking the Spartan way.
I think having kind of an outlet for creativity and arts has been really helpful for me, because I do a lot of academics. I'm a double major. I'm in a Model United Nations organization. Like, that keeps up a lot of my time. But every Tuesday night, I get to come here for 2 hours and just practice and express myself and do something physical and really enjoyable.
While breaking has been a widely popular style of dance since the 80s, it only recently hit the international stage when it made its Olympic debut at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris, France.
Kind of fell off for years, and I'm glad it was kind of pushed back into the spotlight and people got to enjoy it, and it's brought people to our club, which has been really enjoyable. You know, the publicity has been, it's had its ups and downs, but I think, any publicity is good publicity sometimes. And I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it being in the Olympics itself. Like, I love it being on the global stage, but maybe, you know, the cut and dry, like, space in the Olympics isn't the best place for, like, our, like, breakdancing. So I don't know, it's a mixture of feelings.
Members of this club may not plan on competing at the Olympics, but they do have their sights set high for their own future in breaking.
I'm really trying to build up like remembering my moves, practicing them, but then actually using them when I'm doing like a siphon where we're all dancing and showing it off and stuff.
I want to attend more battles this year. I want to get better. You know, I want to actually compete and take a serious kind of, I don't know, focus on improving my technique and skills. And that's something I felt like, you know, it's been opened up for me this year.
The MSU Breaking Club meets every Tuesday at I Am Circle Upper Gym from 8 to 10 p.m. Jordan Wilcox reporting, Focal Point News.
They can really pop, lock, break, and jam. To find out more about their club, visit their Instagram at MSU Breakdance Club. People may wait in line for concerts, the newest iPhone, and even viral internet stars. Michigan State's campus had a surprise visitor during the beginning of the school year. Focal Point's Helene Rogers shows us what drew in such a crowd.
College brings people together.
She can just show up and people show up.
Especially when a famous internet star drops by the Michigan State campus. Call it a show, call it preaching, whatever Sister Cindy brings, one thing is certain. She brings a crowd.
You guys ready?
5 margaritas and you lose your soul.
She calls herself Sister Cindy.
And I got a lot of invitations to come here.
8 million people know who she is on social media.
I'm Sister Cindy, leader of the Honomo Revolution.
She hit the scene with her brand of religious and sometimes controversial humor.
People are Christian, some people are not, of course, and some people probably do actually come because they believe the values. I was just kind of here to have a little bit of fun with it.
Freshman Alan Pacola doesn't know who Sister Cindy is.
I think, I forget her name, but she's preaching.
But the large crowd in the Wells courtyard caught his eye.
I'm embarrassed to tell his name.
My name's Alan Pacola. There you go, lady. Put me in timeout.
You did not last that 5-minute timeout.
Which I then managed to get out of by promising to repent.
Well, there are practicing Catholics in hell.
And that's what the sisters' business partner sees at every stop.
I think this generation has more of a sense of humor. They're more willing to, they're just serious or something. They're willing to laugh at themselves and have fun and not take everything so I'm offended.
Students, like Alan, join themselves in Sister Cindy.
She's pretty well received for now. Who knows, that may change.
Although her messages may be seen as
unconventional, very unorthodox,
she can still gather up a crowd.
Okay, wow, virginity is just so in. Here's a pink Navajo button for you.
For Focal Point News, I'm Delaney Rogers.
If you missed Sister Cindy while she was here, there's no shortage of videos online showcasing her lessons. She travels around the country visiting college campuses and promotes them on her Instagram, which is @sister_Cindy.
So we get TikTok stars preaching in the Wells courtyard. At this point, I'm wondering who else I'm gonna get to check off my celebrity bingo card sighting. East Lansing now is finding more ways to bring spotlight to the city. Focal Point's Campbell Berg tells us more about how Lansing has become a hot spot for celebrities, and new and old.
Fashion, food, and culture have been on the rise in Lansing, Michigan, and so have the celebrity sightings. Waka Flocka, Miles Teller, and now Soulja Boy.
I mean, I guess in a macro sense, just like arts and cultures.
The American rapper, who is currently on tour in college towns, couldn't pass up the opportunity to stop here in Lansing. For music lovers like Jacob, Soulja Boy brings back memories from years ago.
Yeah, I listened to him when I was in high school.
And to Jacob's surprise,
I'm surprised he's still even doing music now.
With just over 50,000 students and current Lansing residents, there are a multitude of people who are lining up to see Soulja Boy crank that and watch it roll.
My friend, we wanted to go see a concert, so it's cool that it's close.
There's a lot that goes into making Grow a Hall go from this to this. But for other venues, such as the Jack Breslin Student Event Center for Waka Flocka and Crunchies for Miles Teller, this place is now supporting memories for fans of the rapper.
Show people what's possible through music, and hopefully that young band that opened the show gets to maybe aspire to be a better band and grow.
Will live music end when the snow comes in for the season? Nope. Great Wall Hall has plenty in store for the rest of 2024. In East Lansing, Campbell Berg, Focal Point News.
I don't know about you, but now I'm in the mood to go to a concert. If you want to see other artists that are coming to Lansing, check out hall224.com.
This college town has a way of bringing in lots of entertaining events.
MSU had quite the exciting week in sports, so let's head over to our very own Bobby Cushing in the newsroom.
Thanks, Rachel and Micaiah. Well, it's a great week to be a women's soccer fan in Michigan State. For the first time ever, the Spartans ranked #1 in the United States coaches poll. Last night, they put that rank to the test as they traveled to Columbus to take on the 11th ranked Buckeyes. We start in the first half with a diving save here by Caitlin Parks. Look at that full extension to stop the shot. What an effort. Jumping now to the 26th minute, where Caitlin Dudukovic makes it 1-0 in favor of the Buckeyes. Here in the 47th minute, it's a penalty kick from the goalie, and Parks drills it. The kick for her is her first career goal. What a moment for the goalie. Final score from Columbus ends in a 2-2 draw. The soccer team is back in action on Sunday when they take on Rutgers at home. The football team went east last week to take on the Eagles of Boston College. The Spartans started off strong as Aiden Childs rushes into the end zone for a touchdown. A 1-yard push gives MSU a 10-6 lead. After fighting back and forth all game, Michigan State makes a huge stop here at the goal line, led by number 5 Jordan Hall, to keep the game tied at 16. The Spartans took a 19-16 lead thanks to kicker Jonathan Kim. Boston College got the ball back, and Castellanos finds Lewis Bond for a 42-yard touchdown inside Michigan State territory. The Eagles win 23-19. Michigan State looks to get back in the win column against the third-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. Next week at 7, puck drop from MSU hockey is 1 week away. Focal Point's Ethan Hunter and Yusef Anaya caught up with some of the players at Media Day.
The way last year ended, none of us were happy with that, and I think, me, Ike, Lars, Savvy, we all kind of talked, and we all wanted to come back and win together. So obviously that's the goal this year, is to be the last team standing.
It took a lot last year to get done what we did. Taking in the new guys, getting all of our systems intact, getting our culture intact. It's the same process as last year and my first year. So it's all about the work. We're gonna keep doing it the same way.
Playing them freshman, sophomore year, they're always one of the hardest teams to play against in the Big Ten. They compete, and for me, that's a culture I'd like to be a part of. So I kind of always knew if I was ever to leave Wisconsin, this would be the place to be.
Make sure to tune back in next week to find out all the latest sports news here at Michigan State. Rachel, Micaiah, back to you.
Thank you so much, Bobby. While we're on the topic of sports, we're used to seeing baseball played on Jackson Field, but for 4 days, it's been completely transformed.
Focal Point's Jaden Hawking showed us how two sports met in an unconventional way.
Let's go, Lansing Lugnuts!
Let's go nuts!
It's a phrase you normally hear from high up in the stands at Jackson Field. Let's go Lugnuts. But today, those cheers are coming from fans on the field.
Hey, how are you? Good, ready to put on the field?
For 4 days, the Lugnuts traded baseballs for golf balls.
It's me for par. Sorry. Oh, let's go! Got it for the par.
They transformed the field into a huge mini golf course, and Lugnuts fan Erica Lako
We're gonna party like it's your birthday.
And her friends thought it was the perfect event to celebrate her cousin's birthday.
I love golf, so it was fun to see that the Lansing community has another opportunity for a small putt-putt course in the area. I love it.
Lansing Lugnuts retail director Matt Hicks says the organization is always trying to bring unique opportunities to fans that are not just baseball games. Since the baseball season is over, they can use the field for other events, in this case, before a renovation.
This is a unique event that has to be done before a field renovation project, which typically is every 7 to 9 years. So we're at the point where we can mow the outfield really tight and do some things with it and not really care about how it looks because something brand new is coming in.
Matt says finding a dedicated team to put on an event like this is as easy as a hole in one. Rare, but possible, just not for me.
But you have to put in the hours and you have to have a lot of like-minded individuals on staff to do it. So I'm very happy to say we do have that here.
The staff doesn't know an exact date for the next event, but with positive feedback from the community, they plan on dreaming up other events for fans. For Erica and her friends, they're happy they found this place, even if they found the water hazard.
Beautiful day in Lansing, Michigan.
In Lansing, Jaden Hawkins, Focal Point News.
What a great way to combine two sports. I definitely have to catch the next event. The Lugnuts start a new season next spring. To stay up to date with upcoming events, you can visit their Instagram page at Lansing Lugnuts.
That's such a fun change of scenery in Lansing and a great way to get the community involved outside of baseball.
We are unfortunately out of time today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Rachel Fulton.
And I'm Micaiah Lawrence. Have a great and safe weekend.